Hello and welcome. My name is Claire Volstead. I'm a 25-year-old trans woman from Alberta, Canada, and today we are going to be talking about validity and kind of validity's place within the world of, I guess, trans people. And I know this is a very touchy subject. I wanted to give my take on it because I had a recent meeting with my psychologist and we touched on a lot of things that I hadn't really thought about, I guess considered or applied to myself. Like, you hear these things but you never really kind of like absorb them as a truth that applies to you. And I guess where I want to start this is at the beginning of transitioning and at the beginning of kind of this like journey I've been on lately. I based a lot of my self-worth and a lot of my validity as a trans woman on passing and on being beautiful and on existing and being like approved by like society as being a woman and not like differentiating from that at all. And I did that for a lot of, almost all of my transition up to now. I always considered how good I looked or how I was feeling or the way my body looked or like certain like other things, right? Or my ability to dress a certain way or like what jewelry I had, all of these like very like superficial things on how valid I was. And becoming, well, it's kind of part and parcel with transitioning, is that the further along you get into hormone replacement therapy, I find like you look different, right? And I mean, everybody's seen it, but I can put some timeline shots up. The further along you get, the more you kind of adapt to your face, or like to your new persona, I guess. The way your outer appearance matches up with like the vision you have of the image you have for the most ideal version of you. And hormones kind of, for me at least, they kind of helped bring those two images together, like the image I saw in the mirror and the image I had of myself internally. And I started to give in more and more to letting my, I guess, personality be dominated by the way I look. Like where I'm at now, I feel really good, and a lot of the reason why I think I'm starting to feel better about myself is that I stopped caring. for lack of a better word. Like, of course I'm extremely grateful that I have been on HRT, and I'm extremely grateful for a lot of the privileges, the ways I look. I think I'm extremely grateful for that, and I know that I'm extremely lucky. But at the beginning, I saw no validity in myself as a woman because I only self-identified. I couldn't externally identify, and I had a hard time, like it was almost like a private thing. And because the world around me didn't see me as a woman and see me as a beautiful woman or a passing woman, like I felt worse and worse about myself, I guess. And I hid away until a few months into my transition. And even I think I came out really early. I've heard stories of people not coming up publicly for years into their transition until they do feel comfortable enough to be fully passing. And the bottom line reality of transitioning is that you're doing it for you and you're not doing it for anybody else. And allowing other people to determine, or allowing their judgments to determine your self-worth is probably one of the most detrimental things you can do. Personally, I was extremely public about transitioning, but I feel that you don't have to be, you don't need that outside approval to consider yourself valid. I think if you can find validity in yourself and in your being, and just knowing that you can be at peace with this identity, and your identity doesn't have to look like anything externally, and you can just really embrace this part of yourself without needing all of this external stuff. Some people choose to never go on HRT, and that is 150% okay, because everybody's on their own journey, and you don't need anybody else telling you what to do. This whole thing is hard enough. And I just wanted to make this video because I feel like I have kind of let myself and my identity and my validity as a trans woman be determined by how I look. And I want to tell people that the sooner you can accept that you are beautiful and you are amazing and you are 150% valid, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says, because that's just their opinion. As soon as you can accept this, then life gets a lot easier. And people are going to give you backlash, and people are going to tell you you look like a man or look like a woman or whatever, and they're going to try and debase you. But as soon as you can establish that core solid rock, I think, at least for me personally, it allows me to interact with the world. And while I still make these videos and I still post on Instagram and I still put myself out there in the public, I don't see it as me reaching out for validity anymore. I see it more as I'm sharing my story, and other people who want to watch can, and maybe they'll find that information useful, or that knowledge that I'm sharing with them useful, or maybe pictures of me will inspire them to transition or to come out or to live a more authentic truth in whatever way that kind of looks. But I want everybody to know that it's 100% up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't know. I was thinking a lot about this today and the last few days just after my appointment, and I feel like this is something that's easier said than done, but I'm gonna actively work at not letting myself slip back into the thought where I need likes and I need outside approval to validate me, because I know I'm valid and so are you. So anyways, short video, bit of a rant, but if you liked it, then I guess check out some of my other videos on my channel, or you can follow me on Instagram, or yeah, shoot me a message. I'm open to talking to other trans people, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to respond, because I do get a lot of messages, but I'll try my best. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.